When encountering oxidized and frozen screws on a neutral bar, there are several methods to attempt before resorting to replacement. Planner focuses on encouraging the screws to loosen. Firstly, apply penetrating oil. Liberally spray a penetrating oil such as WD-40 or liquid wrench onto the screws and allow it to soak for several minutes. The oil helps to break down the corrosion and lubricate the threads. Secondly, heat the screws. Use a heat gun or hairdryer to gently warm the screws until they feel slightly warm to the touch. Be careful not to overheat them, as excessive heat can damage the surrounding components. The heat expands the metal, which can help to loosen the corrosion. Thirdly, tap the screws. Employing a blunt object, such as a hammer handle, gently tap on the heads of the screws to break loose any rust or corrosion. The vibrations from the tapping can help to dislodge the binding. Fourthly, turn the screws back and forth. Using a screwdriver, carefully turn the screws back and forth, alternating between clockwise and counterclockwise directions. This can help break up any binding within the threads. If Plan A fails, Plan B involves replacing the neutral bar. Firstly, identify and disconnect the wires. Disconnect the neutral wires connected to the problematic screws. Ensure the power is turned off to the circuit before disconnecting any wires. Secondly, remove the mounting screws. Locate the screws that hold the neutral bar in place and remove them. These screws typically secure the neutral bar to the electrical panel. Thirdly, gently pry off the neutral bar. Carefully use a flathead screwdriver or pry bar to gently pry the neutral bar off the panel. Be cautious not to damage the surrounding components. Fourthly, install the new neutral bar. Mount a new neutral bar in place using the same screws you removed. Ensure the new neutral bar is properly aligned and securely fastened. Fifthly, reconnect the wires. Reconnect the neutral wires to the new neutral bar and tighten the screws securely. Ensure that all connections are tight and secure. Here are some additional tips to consider. Use a screwdriver with a sharp tip to ensure a good grip on the screws. A worn or dull screwdriver tip can slip and damage the screw head. If you encounter significant resistance, do not force it. Repeat the encouragement techniques and try again. Forcing the screw can damage the screw head or the neutral bar. If neither Plan A nor Plan B works, it may be necessary to contact a qualified electrician for assistance. Working with electrical systems can be dangerous, and it is essential to prioritize safety. Always adhere to the National Electrical Code, NEC, and local electrical codes when performing any electrical work. Remember to turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical components. Wear appropriate safety gear such as safety glasses and gloves. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician. When selecting a new neutral bar, ensure that it is rated for the appropriate voltage and amperage. The neutral bar should also be compatible with the electrical panel. Inspect the new neutral bar for any damage before installation. When reconnecting the neutral wires, ensure that they are properly sized for the circuit. The wire size should be appropriate for the amperage rating of the circuit. Use a wire stripper to remove the insulation from the end of the wire. Ensure that the wire is properly inserted into the terminal and that the screw is tightened securely. Do not over-tighten the screw, as this can damage the terminal. After completing the repair, test the circuit to ensure that it is working properly. Use a multimeter to verify that the voltage is correct. Check for any loose connections or other problems. If you encounter any problems, consult a qualified electrician. When applying penetrating oil, be careful not to get it on any other electrical components. The oil can damage the insulation and cause a short circuit. Use a rag to wipe up any excess oil. When heating the screws, be careful not to overheat them. Overheating can damage the insulation and cause a fire hazard. Use a low heat setting on the heat gun or hairdryer. Keep the heat source moving to prevent localized overheating. When tapping the screws, be careful not to damage the screw heads. Use a soft-faced hammer or a hammer handle. Tap gently and avoid using excessive force. When turning the screws back and forth, be careful not to strip the screw heads. Use a screwdriver that is the correct size for the screw. Apply steady pressure and avoid using excessive force. When removing the neutral bar, be careful not to damage the surrounding components. Use a flathead screwdriver or pry bar to gently pry the neutral bar off the panel. Avoid using excessive force as this can damage the panel. When installing the new neutral bar, ensure that it is properly aligned. The neutral bar should be flush with the panel. Tighten the screws securely, but do not over-tighten them. Over-tightening can damage the panel. When reconnecting the neutral wires, ensure that they are properly identified. Each neutral wire should be connected to the correct terminal. If you are unsure which terminal to use, consult the wiring diagram. Use a wire marker to label each neutral wire. After completing the repair, inspect the electrical panel for any other problems. Check for any loose connections, damaged wires, or other issues. If you encounter any problems, consult a qualified electrician. Remember that working with electricity can be dangerous. Always prioritize safety and consult a qualified electrician if needed. Understanding the NEC is paramount for safe and effective electrical work. While this guidance provides general advice, always refer to the latest edition of the NEC and local codes for specific requirements and regulations applicable to your location. For instance, NEC Section 310.15 addresses the ampacity of conductors, which is crucial when reconnecting wires to the new neutral bar to ensure they are appropriately sized for the circuit's current load. Using conductors that are too small can lead to overheating and fire hazards. Moreover, NEC Section 408.41 pertains to the identification of neutral conductors. Ensuring proper identification and connection of neutral wires to the correct terminals on the neutral bar is essential for maintaining circuit integrity and preventing electrical shock hazards. Additionally, NEC Section 110.12 emphasizes the importance of neat and workmanlike manner in electrical installations. This includes ensuring that all connections are secure, wires are properly routed and supported, and the overall installation is clean and organized. A well-executed installation not only enhances safety but also facilitates future maintenance and troubleshooting. Furthermore, be aware of NEC Article 250, which covers grounding and bonding requirements. Proper grounding and bonding are critical for minimizing the risk of electrical shock and ensuring the safe operation of electrical equipment. When replacing the neutral bar, ensure that it is properly bonded to the grounding system in accordance with NEC requirements. Remember to always energize the circuit before commencing any electrical work. This involves turning off the appropriate circuit breaker or disconnecting the power supply to the electrical panel. Verify that the circuit is energized using a voltage tester before touching any wires or components. Finally, it is worth reiterating that if you are not comfortable or knowledgeable about electrical work, it is best to seek the assistance of a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and improper installations can lead to serious consequences. An electrician has the training, experience, and tools necessary to perform electrical work safely and correctly. They can also ensure that the installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. The NEC serves as a comprehensive guide for safe electrical practices. Always consult the latest edition and local codes for specific requirements. Proper conductor size, neutral conductor identification, grounding, and bonding are critical aspects of electrical installations. Always de-energize the circuit before commencing any work. If unsure, consult a qualified electrician for assistance.